welcome back to my little gardening show. I've got all the kidlets with me. And we are on our way to plant the rest of the 2020 vegetable garden. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Alright, so we are at the garden and we've got some logistical challenges. The first step is going to be unloading everything and then getting organized. So let's go. So divisional labor. It's nice having grown kids that can help out. We're taking stuff. We've got the tomatoes. These are Dallas Wilson Cubans. We'll take those down to the picnic table. You can put them on top of the picnic table. But you want to take the brandywines down to picnic table? And that's about it. So we're going to label our plants because we're going to be planting different stuff for the varieties. I don't have a popsicle stick in every one. We're going to do that so that way we can consolidate the trays when we're done. All right, working smarter this year. We got one of these pop-up canopies, so we're going to do our labeling. Then we're going to carry this down to the garden to help do some work. So, well, the next step, let's get all the plants out on that greenhouse flat, and then we'll move this garden cart over here so you guys got a workstation where you can kind of label stuff. How's that sound? So we're getting close to being done. We put numbers earlier, but we're taking the time to label again the individual ones so that once we're done we can consolidate trays and know what we've got. But they're looking really good. These are the brandywines, they look really good. San Marzanos. What do you think, baby? Theirs pretty thick. It's like close to 70% humidity. And it looks like you found a frog. Let's see it, bud.
Oh, it's so cute.
Bud. You want to put that down in the garden?
It's got its eyes closed. Can I hold it? Wait.
Child. Alright, so the kids are finishing labeling. Meanwhile, we got to replace the window louver there. I'm telling my dad a little bit. I guess when we were trying to heat this, I should have backed out this screw for him. I didn't. Well, he was wanting to keep this closed, so he hung a hammer on this. And what happened was it blew out the gasket because of all the pressure. And so consequently, we had to order a new one. It's pretty easy to install. There's basically 4 nuts there. I'll be unscrewing to remove this old one, and there's just a little bit of assembly with the new one, but we're going to go ahead and take care of that while we're out here because the greenhouse is it's hot in here. Alright, so we've got our plants labeled, stuff stage ready to go. We've got our canopy we're under. We have weeded the area where we're going to do the tomatoes. We're probably going to do my sister's portion as well and stake that in exchange for maybe some real estate. But now we're going to take the this Landworks earth auger and we're going to drill our holes for the tomatoes. You ready, child? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is about every 18 inches to 2 feet apart, we're going to drill a big hole. So it's got a forward and reverse. So if we zoom out on this, got a little trigger here. This is reverse over here on the left. You got to push this in and this and then pull the trigger to go in reverse. But to do it, just pull that safety trigger in and click. And it takes a little while to engage, but so we're going to go down about 1 foot on each of these holes. Let's do another one. It's wanting to drill away from me. Pretty good. Let's do one more. We can get about 6 plants per run here, so that they're spaced apart pretty well.
This is going much faster than it used to.
Yeah, so the beauty of this, normally we'd be with a post hole digger trying to dig holes. This, we get our holes out pretty good, and then we'll get the hand tools to kind of clean them out a little bit. We'll put a little bit of fertilizer in each of the holes, put the plants, stripper plants, put them in there. So that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the rest of these. So 6 times 4, we can get about 24 plants, maybe 7 holes per trellis. So 28 plants per trellis. So we'll have close to 60 plants planted up. So. All right, so that just saved a ton of like back labor. I just drilled about 28 holes in a matter of what, 15 minutes?
It's probably less than that.
Where normally, again, we would be taking a post hole digger and struggling. So now we're putting a little bit of lime in each hole. That's gonna be a calcium source for the tomatoes. But are you struggling? Are we taking a respite here underneath the tent? Yeah. Loving that. Child.
I was saying that if you put it on that side, it's in the shade.
Yeah, come on, bud. You're cooking like a hot dog there, bud.
Okay.
Alright, so we are planting tomatoes and we're getting ready to pot up the DWC. Or plant them, rather. They've come out pretty nice. They're going to prune off those lower branches. What time is it, child?
It's like 5 o'clock.
So we've been out here for what, about 6 hours?
So, yep, 6 or 7.
Yeah, you got some sun, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, here, come along with me. Let's explain what we did. Baby, you tired? You look tired. Well, it took a while, but we got it all planted. What did we do down here?
We planted peppers, least to hottest.
So, what kinds?
Sweet peppers and hot peppers.
Yeah, so a bunch of sweet peppers and hot peppers right next to the onions. Trying to utilize a little bit of the space. We could walk on down here. What do you think, sis? You tired, aren't you? She's over it. So we did all our sweet peppers down through here. We got these stakes here. This should help discourage the birds from coming down and plucking. At least it seems to help, or has helped in the past.
Either that or they just come sit on the stick.
Yeah, they sit on the sticks. Then we've got a few more sweet peppers, a couple eggplant, 4 of them. And then we got all our hot peppers, some jalapenos, Buena Malta, and some red Thai chilies. So Bud is kind of assling around there, kind of carelessly watering the potatoes. We've had a few trouble, we've had a few pests we're dealing with. We got slugs that are chewing holes here and there, but overall the cabbage is looking pretty decent. It's pretty well come out of the sun scald, which is good.
The worst problem we've ever had is potato beetles.
Yeah, so the potatoes just sprouted and we have potato beetles. Is that alive?
Yep.
This little pest there, the Colorado potato beetle. These are the hard shell, the adults. Right there with the stripes. We're just gonna crush that guy. Oops.
The babies don't have stripes, but you still want to kill
We try to
them.
want to get to them before they start reproducing. We went down through the row. There's probably about 10 or 12 we found. Adults. Usually we're finding the babies. We don't find the adults in time, and then they lay all the eggs, and then we got all these like fat nymphs all over the potatoes. But this year we found about 10 or 12 adults so far, and we've gone through and killed all of them.
Daddy, look.
Yeah, you're digging, aren't you?
There's already a hole. I dig it.
Yeah.
before.
Well, let's not dig too deep, okay?
How are they from?
So anyway, all 4 rows have sprouted. It seems primarily that the potato beetles are in this section, and we pretty well took care of them. I'm hopeful we have. We got our peas are coming up, which is good.
They're starting to vine out.
Yeah. Then we got our tomatoes. So we use that the Landworks earth auger and dug about close to 60 holes. And we've got all kinds of varieties. We tried to label them this time. The Dallas Wilson Cuban tomatoes, we got some on Naturalis and some here, but here's one. And one of the distinctive features of this is that it's got a lot of follicles, or it's hairy. It's a pretty hairy tomato. So anyway, we got them planted. Hopefully we'll get something there. I am going to order some baling twine that's a little thicker this year to tie these up, and I hope to get them tied up this week. So that way we don't have, you know, in case we get a freak storm or something, they're not going to get blown over and in the mud. The other thing I want to do is get some of this leaf mulch that's in leaf mulch around these plants, so that way we don't have the soil splash, which will help reduce our risk of soil-borne diseases like blight and stuff like that. The green beans did sprout, at least this row did. They're starting to come up. This row as well. I've seen a few sprouts. Normally the seeds I get, the germination's not that good, but this year it's really good so far. These two rows, I have not seen, well, there are a couple beans there. That's good. So maybe there's hope. We'll still have some beans sprouting. But that's pretty much it. Having that canopy out really helped out, especially since we were kind of out here during the heat of the day getting all this done. Last place I'll take you up to is the greenhouse. Alright, so we're pretty well done today. I've got a lot of leftovers. And these are going to be backup plants in case something happens to what we planted today. You know, typically we'll lose one or two out in the garden, sometimes more than that. I mean, one year I had a bunch of tomatoes that got wiped out because of kind of a freak storm. So it was good to have the extras to replant. But a lot of these are going to go to friends and family. So we'll kind of take inventory of what we got. I think I've got a little bit of everything left. And we'll try to find homes for all of these. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time. Happy gardening. Bye.